talking to Anne that no matter how much we know about Biden, Trump, Putin, or Zelensky, it does not affect my life. How much I know about myself, who am I? That matters. Are you getting it? How much I know about who am I, that matters in my daily life, my thought, my attitude, my behavior, my action, my anger, my reaction, my happiness, my unhappiness. Who cares? My dad, I don't love him. That matters much more than you hate or love Biden, Trump, Putin, or Zelensky. We don't care how much I know about myself. Am I hurting your mind? I don't mean to hurt you, but am I hurting your mind? Your emotions? The entire Eastern wisdom starts first with the understanding of the suffering. I suffer because I hate you. This I don't want to know. I hate you. That is declaration of independence. Perhaps much more than declaration of independence. I hate you because I can give you 10 reasons. No, no, keep smiling. We are just trying to understand. So you see that how much hatred, reaction, anger, hesitation, duality, doubt, fear, conflict I have in my mind is one of the three major reasons of our suffering in daily life. And that I don't want to get rid of. That's my property. That's what I have gathered. I'm not hurting you. Keep a smile on the face. So our master says that if you collect all kinds of suffering, you can divide the suffering into three groups. First is purely physical suffering. Physical suffering means that we receive from the world outside, whether it's a living being or otherwise. Snake bite, tiger attacks, mosquito bites me, plus all the physical suffering. Hmm? And the second suffering is this war, Ukraine and Russia. Natural calamities is the second group of suffering. Natural calamities, flood, earthquake just now in Japan, unpredictable. Even though we claim that it is predictable, uh, they have shown that 7.2 in the Richter scale, but still there is a damage of property, loss of lives. We have done too much for the physical suffering. We have done too much for the natural calamities. Let us accept the contribution by the science. How much we have done for the mental suffering. Did psychology teaches you? You wake up in the morning and you have an internal reactive feeling against your honey. So the psychology teaches you be clever, be intelligent, hold it, control it. Am I right? John has a little smile. It means he agrees, he understands. You see that? Mental, emotional suffering accounts for 90% of our problem in relationship. If excuse, there may be many excuses. Oh, you didn't give me the money, so I have a reaction. 90% of the problem of fear, of insecurity, of duality, of conflict, of jealousy, of hatred, and that kills individual every day, much more than anything else. We have this suffering maybe 100 times in a day. Ah, look at this girl, she wants to pose as if she is the only one beautiful. Jealousy. Our master says, unless you bring an end to this mental suffering, permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom is not possible. Conventional modern education, their education is not educating the mind. Conventional education in any field is for the wealth, luxuries, comfort, pleasure. And if you come in between my pleasure, then I will use all these mental. So he is nodding her head. Thank you, agreeing with me. Not agreeing with me, but agreeing with all the masters. You see that? Conventional education. Aim is wealth, luxuries, comfort, pleasure. When it starts, the moment you enter into kindergarten, we teach them the same thing. Then in the school, then including the Harvard, you'll be surprised that one guy who has been attending my session for the last 1 year, he was doing MBA, he dropped MBA. He said, no, I will love to coach like you. He works in Deloitte as a senior most project manager. So I asked him why. He said, when I was doing my MBA, I saw everyone is full of competition, jealousy, confrontation. Even after they have lived a corporate life for 20 years. I do not understand. So I was attending your session. I was also a part of that group. Every day in the evening, they had a drink because frustration, competition, jealousy. This is what the conventional education offers us. Our mind is so much hypnotized by this that we do not want to spare who is very near and close to me, including my parents, my brothers, my sisters. Do you see that when it comes to the wealth and luxuries? Conventional education is a horizontal movement in my growth. Horizontal movement. Today I have $100,000 horizontal movement. Tomorrow I have $100,000. Day after 1 million. It's a horizontal movement. There is no inner growth. Yeah, dear guy, you don't understand. If you have wealth, then you have everything. Hmm. You have everything. Yeah, you have everything. Jealousy, hatred, violence, reaction. Yeah, you have everything. There's a couple of vodkas every day. You have everything. Yes, I see. That is a horizontal movement. That makes you fully busy. That makes you reactive. That creates a hatred. So, unless the mind changes this horizontal movement, it should be there. Yeah, we should have it. I also work hard. But if it does not include the vertical movement of my mind, nothing is going to happen. Eastern wisdom teaches you that how to have a vertical growth, not only the horizontal. Vertical growth means a qualitative change in my mind. Horizontal growth is quantitative change in my mind. We want instant peace and happiness. Instant. 1 hour is enough in a week. Why? I am busy. Busy for what? Horizontal growth. I don't have time for a vertical growth. Are you getting it? I believe so. So there is a quantitative change in my life and there is a qualitative change in a horizontal in a horizontal movement, in a quantitative change. This mind must live with the doubt, confusion, jealousy, hatred. And we don't know when this mind will label the jealousy to my near and the dear ones. Do you agree? Yeah. But by branding and labeling, I suffer much more than anyone. And then I dream of living in peace and happiness. Come on, how can you live in peace and happiness? How can you live in peace, happiness, love, wisdom, and creativity? There are many ways, but I'm just giving you a brief of it. No doubt, our master says the primary physical need is the immediate need. I cannot do without food. I cannot do without shelter. I cannot do without clothes. I cannot do without computer. My professional needs must be met. There is no problem with that. There is no problem. But when we continue with the horizontal growth, quantitative growth, this mind has to invite doubt, competition, and jealousy. There is no other way. Unless this mind starts thinking on its own that there must be a qualitative change in life. We don't think about it. Rather than we say, it is my right. What about your duty? I forget the duty. No, it's my right. So, conclusion is that the conventional education cannot solve the problems of my existence. What are the problems of my existence? Fear, insecurities, dissatisfaction, unhappiness, greed, anger. It cannot solve. I'm moving step by step. If you think 1 hour of listening in a week will help you if you do not contemplate and reflect, thanks God. Unless you do not start thinking on your own. Sometimes I feel I hurt the minds of others, but I get the opposite result. This guy, he said, no, no, I have left, this. I said no to corporate and I will continue. You told me to meet my physical needs, but I will gradually transition. He's very young, early 29, 30 years old. So the first thing is very clear that I must meet my physical needs of what I am doing. I must meet. I should be more creative. And then I should devote time to bring about a qualitative change in my life. See the other reason. We have no money, we are suffering. We have too much of money like Bill Gates, we are still suffering. Think of this, I'm giving you a question. Why I want a big, very big, very big house? Simply, why I want more and more? Why don't I say I want more peace, more happiness, more joy, more smile in my life? It's a tragedy in the human life which has become a comedy. It's a comedy. What is a comedy? One girl in that group said, don't you know that I'm awfully busy? I said, that is why you are awful. You are awfully busy only because of horizontal movement. So see this problem of human race in other way. When I say quality versus quantity, we have outer riches but inner poverty, inner bankruptcy. So some people have inner riches and the outer poverty, but they are lucky. Like Buddha, he left everything. He left everything. After enlightenment, did I tell you the Buddha went to his father kingdom, knocked the door. His wife was there when he opened the door, and the father was there. Father said, I will forgive you. Come inside, take over the kingdom. You are the only son. Wife told him, I know how much you have suffered. I heard about you. But now I'm ready to give you all pleasure. Who are you to give any happiness to others? So Buddha said, I came here to tell you that I have found permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. First thing, first information, and I want you to follow me to show you that path. Neither father nor his wife agree. We don't agree easily. You have heard me, your mind will not agree. I can bet you. Charlie says yes. I will. But you will see the moment your mind agrees, that very day the life will change. You calm down. You become the king inside or the queen inside. Now the mind looking for permanent peace and happiness inside all your anxiety, duality, hatred has gone. Do you see another way of understanding inner riches, outer poverty, outer riches, inner poverty? So we have to balance. The master says, no, you have to balance it. I'm not going into the story of the Buddha. He balanced it. And the moment he balanced, out of the six disciples of his master, he only got enlightenment, he only got awakening. The rest five became the disciple of Buddha. He got that sense. So I'm not saying, some people claim blame that, oh, you mean to say that we should leave everything and we should stop working? No, keep working, change inside. Now you are not in competition with your fellow man. Instead of competition, there is a cooperation, there is a creativity. Outer problems of food, shelter, hunger, definitely we need means outside. Existential problems of fear, insecurity, mental, emotional dependence, and the pain. I need to change my mind inside. There is no other way possible. You have no money or you have more money, you will still be suffering. I want to die peacefully. One woman has a problem recently. So I offered her, I said, no, you continue attending the session. Don't worry about any issue. And knows it. Carrie from Brooklyn. I had tears in my eyes. She has been attending the session for the last 3 years without paying a penny. So when I said that I'm helping, I'm not asking any money for Ukrainian people. I have three groups. She sent me more than $3,000. And Terry, it's a real life story. I want to die. I said, how come? I'm not going to use that. I'm keeping it safe. She doesn't have it. He is suffering from Parkinson. mind has changed inside. So today in the lesson, I told her that you have to live peacefully. Don't start thinking about that you are going to die. She said, no, no, I'm just paying you for 1 year completely. I'm not saying this example, it means you should start paying me and then your mind will change. That's not the issue. Issue is that you demonstrate that now you are moving into that calmness and peace. You have inner riches now. And I find these examples almost every 2 months or 3 months. Those who listen, you absorb the teaching and done. Your behavior, your attitude, your life changes. She gave me a lot of reasons, logical. This is what I have done, and I thought that let me spare this, and this is what the Eastern wisdom does. My friends, you will the see change in your life, in your behavior, in your attitude. The fears will go away. That is such a powerful teaching of this Eastern wisdom. But until we listen to these principles and then we contemplate and reflect in our life. So our master says that have a clarity, just think about the way we are living. Our personal life, our professional life, our social life. Is it a horizontal movement 24 by 7? Or you may say you spare 1 hour for meditation, the rest 23 hours is purely a horizontal movement. We have to correct this misunderstanding, wrong understanding. That peace and happiness only will come to my life if I continue with a horizontal movement. If you continue with a horizontal movement, you become 90 years old. You will have the same craving and obsession for everything that you have now. And that will pinch you too much. My eyes are not able to work properly at the age of 90, but my mind is pushing me to have the same horizontal movement. We will suffer much more than. And we will be responsible. No. Do you see? We have the same attitude, we have the same level of craving at the age of 20 and also at the age of 90. At the age of the 90, these body is not able to sustain. That will pain you much more than is a horizontal movement. So the master says, please understand, remove the wrong understanding, understand what is real self and what false self is living the life of horizontal movement, horizontal growth. You see? So the first milestone is to receive this knowledge where the mind is clear and highly receptive. Second milestone that you start contemplating and reflecting on it. Every day you contemplate and reflect. So, what will happen when you contemplate and reflect? A kind of discernment and dispassion will take over your mind. So, don't think that dispassion means, oh, I have to be indifferent, I have to leave lot of things. No. Do you put your finger into electric adapter in your home? No. You don't do it. This is dispassion. You understand? This is dispassion. You don't put your hands on a hot plate in the kitchen. This is dispassion. I'm making you very practical. 100% practical. The mind has undergone a qualitative change inside, so it is ready to accept that state of dispassion with reference to the wealth. Craving has stopped, obsession has stopped, carefully busy has stopped, mind has returned to the calmness. So, calmness is the result of dispassion. I think some of you may have asked, what is indifference? We should remain indifferent. No. Do you remain indifferent with this electric hot plate? Do you ever ask me? No. That is known as dispassion. Forced dispassion is this problem. Then you ask questions and they are full of doubts. So that is not dispassion. That tells that I have not contemplated. So Master says that systematic learning and the teaching will help us to start working with a qualitative change in my life so that I can have a vertical movement. So once we reach to a state of discernment and dispassion, we become a seeker, and the seeker continues the journey until the seeker succeeds. Now, this seeker will not leave the knowledge. Seeker may leave the teacher, but not leave the knowledge. Think of this, my friends. We are already at at an age that we should have thought earlier, like a 29-year-old guy. No, I'm not saying you are of my age, look like a grand old man. You all are young, but just you start thinking. No, I was inspired. He spent almost an hour just before I started talking to you, and I thought better to uh, pick up that topic. That how he has under. I never told him. I never expect that anyone. I expect everyone should change. But if nobody changes, then why should I work? Why should I worry? Your teaching is not bringing any change. Let it bring. Let it does not bring any change. I'll have more clients. We don't worry about that, because they are wonderful principles. They are the absolute principles. They have been tested, verified, validated. You follow it, you become a seeker, and you will always succeed. I believe this 29-year-old should inspire you. And this girl, I never thought of it. And she wrote me a long email. No, 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 you have been giving all these lessons. You see that? If you hit the right center inside of any individual, they are ready to spare everything for you. That is the message. We try to leave it. I will not go into detail. You already know it. You all are mature. Let us start our